thank Senator Adams for the lecture, even though we're expecting questions. But I must say that I identify myself with you. And since you did not ask any question, I would like to ask one on your behalf. Central Bank Governor, will you have the integrity, the steadfastness, and the courage to resist when politicians come to you to join presidential race, and display your posters, even as a sitting CBN governor in political conventions? Yes. Will you rush to display your profile electronically at political conventions while sitting as a governor? And because politicians have told you you have enough money in central bank to do it, will you forget the fact that the money in central bank is not for you and not for politics? Did you hear what I said? Will you have the courage to resist the temptation to listen to politicians and then throw your hat into the ring and still go back to the office and sit as central bank governor? Will you rush to sabotage election in Nigeria by going for new notes? 2 days to election, when no country in the world changes new notes under 1 year. You do your own in 14 days or 11 days in order to see how you can sabotage election in Nigeria. The minority leader, you say something, then the Deputy Senate President will cap it up, and then they will answer those line of questions. We can come back to the second round.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my question is a build-up from what Senator Ojikalu asked, and then what Senator Adams Oshomole just said, sir. The value of our Naira is nothing to write home about. Completely, I think, if I may be wrong, I may be right, the lowest in the whole world. If that is the case, this monetary policy of floating the Naira as a short-term measure, can it be reversed? Perhaps that will help the value of the Naira. Because, like Adams Oshomole said, the Naira is already a very weak currency. And you are bringing a policy that you allow it to go and compete so that market forces will determine the strength of the Naira. And already it is a very weak currency. Can we reverse that as a short-term measure to improving the economy? Is it possible? Secondly, just tell us what strong economic monetary policies you will put on ground to help, grow the economy, or to help develop the economy, or to help salvage the economy from total collapse. Thank you.
Colleagues, after the Deputy Senate President, they will answer those first round of questions. Then we can now give opportunity to a few colleagues to ask the last round. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, sitting as the chair of the Committee of the Whole. First of all, let me congratulate the nominees and also commend Mr. President for nominating them, particularly the youth among them, Mohammed Tijo, Bala, and also MM. These are young men and women that have been given the chance to help to serve this country. The fact that you are qualified is not in doubt. Acting Governor Cardoso, we all know about your exploits in Lagos, your pedigree, sound pedigree, and you are well qualified. You are all qualified. There's no doubt about that. But I just want to ask one question for the sake of the bank itself. As we speak, the former governor has been prosecuted for infractions committed when he held sway as governor of the Nigerian Central Bank. And, well, he's being investigated. If he's not prosecuted, he's been investigated prior to prosecution. Obviously, because of infractions committed when he held sway. This infraction would not have been possible if the internal control mechanism of the bank was working very well. I have no doubt. I know you will do what is desired of you. How will you ensure that the internal control mechanism of the bank is strengthened in a way that such infractions will never occur again? Not only that, even our commercial banks, how are you going to make sure that their internal control mechanism will be up and running in order to ensure stability in our financial system? Thank you.
The floor is yours. After this set of answers, make them as short and concise as possible. Then we can give more colleagues opportunity to ask the last set of questions.